Hi everybody and welcome to the Best of Real Moto. I'm your host Jimmy Hill, and today we're going to be joined by some of the world's best motorcycle riders and cinematographers talking about their favorite clips, parts, and tricks done in the Real Moto series. It's an honor to introduce you to our first guest, the very first gold medalist of the Real Moto series, Ronnie Renner.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man? Okay, we've had 33 parts in Real Moto over the 6 years. 2015, you won the very first Real Moto contest, you and Haughelstine.
It was really the time of my life to bring that piece together. So, kind of holds a special place in my heart.
Let's take a look at Ronnie's part right now.
You guys wrote me off, huh? I can still twist it. I gotta change my shorts after that dream. Whoa.
That riding speaks for itself, but let's talk a little bit about what Real Moto is. Ronnie, what is Real Moto?
It's a culmination of filming, riding, tricks, stunts, talent, all those things, all jammed in a minute and a half for these riders and filmmakers to express themselves.
It is a dirt bike riding video contest, but it's more about the combination of cinematography and filming as well as riding.
Now you have a way to go out there and say, all right, I have a minute and a half to deliver my greatest hits, but it all has to be real time. You can't just go digging through your old archives of rad stuff you did as a rider. You got to make it right here for this video. So, pretty cool concept.
Real Moto means something different to every rider. So let's dive into the BTS and hear from some of the other guys what Real Moto means to them.
It's the coolest way to showcase your riding is through a video, and it's something you can watch forever. A trophy just sits on the shelf. You can go back and watch a Real Moto forever.
You get that freedom and you get to do what you want. You'll see that in the parts. You know, we all have different ideas of what Real Moto is to us.
It's just out riding whatever you want and jumping things that shouldn't be jumped and just having fun. It's kind of why we started doing this in the first place.
All the other stuff you ride, contests, whatever, you're in their little box. There is no box here. Like, we made the box.
Real Moto to me is going out in the hills and sending it, having fun, doing what you love, just you, the bike, and the features that you're riding.
Ronnie, tell us a little bit about your favorite cinematography in the Real Moto series.
So I have a personal favorite, and that's Drake McElroy and Matt Mougel, because they set the bar really high with some really, I'd expected that out of Drake, to be honest, and they came together and made a really cool piece.
That was one of the most creative Real Moto parts I've seen to date also, so let's cue it up. Drake McElroy's Real Moto part from 2015.
Have you ever asked yourself, how did I get here? How did I arrive at this very moment? Does that really matter? It all starts with a spark, the attraction. Humans create humans, humans create machines. Progression is instinct, innate in our senses. Skids, wheelies, flight. Where are the limits? Are there any boundaries? Is freeriding just a way to escape? Absolutely. us are out hitting the trails, others are skidding up the streets. And no matter what you ride, or where the ride takes you, the feeling is the same. Freedom. And until you put the grips in your hand, and the wind in your face, you will never know what is real moto.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of Drake we saw in that video. Everything but naked. Not to put any pressure on you, but what is your favorite part out of the Real Moto series?
I'm pretty partial to my boy Haughelstine. That dude is a great friend, works his butt off, and to see him film his own segment and do it really well is pretty awesome.
Been an honor catching up with you. The very first Real Moto gold medalist right here.
First ever X Games Real Moto gold medal. It's going to the team of Ronnie Renner and Steve Haughelstine. There you go, gold medal. Woo!
That'll never change. You're the first one. You set the bar in this contest for everybody else, and we're still trying to follow that blueprint to this day. So,
Thanks for having me.
yeah. All right, we've got to go to a commercial break, but when we get back, we're going to have Steve Haughelstine, Ronnie Renner's partner in crime, telling us all about his Real Moto experience. Woo! Welcome back to the Best of Real Moto, and I'm your host, Jimmy Hill. I'm sitting here with the iconic rider/filmer, Steve Haughelstine. Steve?
How's it going, Jimmy?
It's going excellent. Give us a little rundown of what exactly you do. You're a rider, you're a filmer?
I ride and film and work on some bigger movies as a stunt guy, and then also direct commercials and still get to go ride and have fun with my buddies out in the hills with their bikes.
So, 2015, you won the gold medal, you and Ronnie. You were his filmer. 2016, you somehow get invited as a rider, and you're Ronnie's competition all of a sudden. Who'd you pick for your filmer? You're crazy.
So I knew that if I filmed it myself, I'd be spreading myself thin. And I knew that that was like a big risk to take, but at least it's something different.
Let's take a look at Steve Haughelstine's Real Moto Part 2016, filmed and riding by Steve Haughelstine.
Riding for me has always been about that feeling you get when you overcome a fear or doubt. The moment you decide, this is it, I'm going, and the confidence that you feel when you accomplish it, that's when I feel the most alive.
That was incredible. Riding and filming, it's mind-blowing. You are the most winningest gold medal rider in Real Moto history. Steve, you got 3 gold medals in this series. How does that even work? You were only in it twice. How do you get 3 gold medals?
It's just that second year when I got one for a filmer and rider because I filmed myself.
You got 2 gold medals in one. Guys, this is just, you got the 2 for 1. So Colby Raha, I'm sorry, dude. You're not the most winningest rider out there, okay? You're good at everything, Colby, but I mean, facts are facts. Steve's got 3 to show you right here. You can do it yourself, guys. Take notes from this guy and just get it done. Get the job done. Besides my part, you don't have to mention that. I know it was everyone's favorite, so leave me out of this. But who are some of your favorite parts over the years?
Foster's parts and his riding in general, I think. is always a standout to me. Tell he's got a vision and he's executing it. Axell went like 3 years. I mean, he was like so close each time.
Yeah.
And then now, like his parts, he's grown so much as a rider that like his newer video parts are insane.
Let's take a look at Axell Hodges' gold medal part from 2018. That nose wheelie front flip?
That trick's gnarly.
Yeah, one of the best.
Yeah.
For sure. If not the best. Thanks.
Yeah.
There's been some classic BTS over the years. So let's start it off with Twitch and John Sanders.
Everything goes great except for how in a rush he is.
I hate waiting.
He's in a rush always, and I'm like, just give me a second. Let's see.
Let me reset up for my other shot. I'm like, no, like now. He has no patience. I can't wait. Like once I'm in the zone, I have to just go.
Now I pretty much just let the camera roll as much as possible, and then I just have to hustle from location to location just to try
I'll be
to make
riding
sure we
back
get
to
it.
the jump, and I'm looking around. He's just running through the bushes.
He doesn't get it.
What's going on, Benny?
Oh, stuck in a hole, mate.
Oh no.
You gonna help me, mate, or what? You gonna stand there and film it?
I'm filming now, dog.
What I'm thinking is because the bag's 5 feet high.
Why are you standing like that?
What?
You're standing weird talking about this. Stand up.
That's B-roll. This is in the scenes. I'm working.
Okay. All right, you're
so I gotta
arcing
be
it.
like this.
All right.
Dude, I'm really glad that I picked you to film this. So stoked. I just said that for the camera.
Yeah, you have no front brake.
You
need your front brake to flip it.
It's nice to be able to stop.
Stakes are high. You don't want to come up short. Land in a tree, that's for sure. Would you do this double?
No.
This might not have been a good idea.
Hey, look, it's Twitch. Twitch is going to the same spot we're going. Check it. Got the bathroom, dialed.
That was classic. So after all these gold medals, would you do it again?
I would. I think I would do it as a filmer.
Would you film yourself?
No.
Steve, it's been a pleasure.
Has been
talking to you, the best of
Ooh,
Real
yeah.
Moto.
Good to see you.
Yeah, and we're gonna take it to a commercial break. Up next, I've got my younger brother, Tyler Bereman, gonna be on the show. We're not brothers though. Welcome back to the best of Real Moto. I'm sitting here with one of the baddest freeriders on the planet, Tyler Bereman.
What's up? Stoked to be here, and thanks for having me.
No problem. Tell us a little bit about your history in moto.
When I graduated preschool, actually, I slid down the slide, and the teacher asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, a professional motorcycle rider. And it didn't mean it was one thing or another. And I chased the supercross dream for a long time, but all I wanted to do was ride my motorcycle and not have to work a job.
So the cool thing about Real Moto is it's not just about you, it's about teamwork.
It's just as much the riding as it is the filmmaking.
Let's throw it back to some past Real Moto episodes and show how teamwork makes the dream work.
definitely a team effort. Like, this isn't my video, this is our video.
If you don't have a dope filmer, you don't have a dope rider. Like, you complement each other.
If he does a good trick and I don't get it on the right angle, the trick was really pointless.
On this project, we tried to collaborate on pretty much everything.
I couldn't be more happy with my filmer. He's got an unreal eye for the shots that we're looking for, and he comes out, he works hard. He's not afraid to pick up a shovel or a rake.
My brother is one of the top free riders in the world right now, and just to be able to team up with him in an event like this and us work together doing what we do, it just brings us super close together, and it's just dope to work with your family. It's honestly a dream come true.
On that note, let's cue up the dynamic duo of Tyler Bereman and Ryan Walters, Real Moto 2017.
Free riding has no boundaries. It's a lifestyle of expression, and the world is a blank canvas. There is no right or wrong, and the possibilities are endless.
The house jump, that is insane. When you're jumping that house jump, you can't see the landing. You're blindly guessing the speed.
Yeah, and a turning jump coming in, and you're basically pointing between two chimneys and over a steep roof. So you just gotta let Jesus take the wheel.
That's right. You don't want to end up like Santa Claus and be coming down the chimney. You want to make it clear over that thing.
Although I do like Santa Claus coming down the chimney with those presents, that was not a present I wanted. The biggest thing that I see with Real Moto is you don't want to just do 90 seconds of just bangers. You kind of, it's more about like the cinematography too, and like the storyline. It's a form of expression, and there's no right or wrong.
All right, let's drop into the archives and see some of the past teams talk about the importance of editing in Real Moto.
In this competition, the edit is every bit as important as the riding.
You really got to put as much A+ riding in the edit. So in 90 seconds, it's pretty tight. You know, you really got to limit how much art you put in the piece if you want to do well.
It's really hard to kind of get all the shots you need, do the editing, all the coloring. There's so much more that goes into a video than people realize.
It's just the ability to feel something after watching it. Like, if you feel something, I'm stoked, that's dope. When you're replaying something, you know it works. If you're not hitting replay, video sucked.
Tyler, we're talking cinematography here. Who are some of your favorite filmers from all the years of the Real Moto series?
I think my hands down favorite would be Anthony Vitale, Twanner, that's his nickname. He's an insane dude, a really good filmer, and every time he's done Kris's part, it's made me want to ride. So that's the biggest feeling that I look for in a part, is making me want to go ride my dirt bike, and they succeeded.
Now's the perfect time to show Kris Foster's gold medal winning part from Real Moto 2017.
Yeah.
Kris Foster?
Absolutely. Every year, just his part makes me want to ride, so respect to that.
Where do you see this all going with the Real Moto contest, with filming, with free riding? Where do you see the future of all of this?
The future I see is sky's the limit. I think we're just scratching the surface on this whole thing, and excited to see it continue to progress.
It's been an honor sitting here talking with you about Real Moto. So thank you, and we hope to see you in the future.
I appreciate you, Jimbo, and right back at you.
Up next, we've got the one and only cinematographer extraordinaire, Jay Schweitzer. Welcome back, everybody, to the Best of Real Moto. I'm your host, Jimmy Hill, and we're here celebrating 6 years of the Real Moto series. Over here next to me, I've got the one and only filmmaker extraordinaire, Jay Schweitzer. Jay, how's it going?
Thanks for having me, man. Stoked to be here.
Give us a little brief history about your involvement in the moto industry.
I guess I've been doing this now for 26 years. So I started in 1997. It was a cool time back then. I mean, we were shooting, on 16mm cameras just like this. I think I even had that same Airflex XB and a Bowl X just like this. And that was kind of really with those cameras. That's kind of where it started for me with that kind of stuff.
2015. You were in the first Real Moto contest with Wes Agee. What were your thoughts going into this new X Games competition?
Wes was at the peak of his career, and he wanted to set the natural terrain distance backflip record. At the end of his Real Moto, we have his world record distance backflip.
At the time, biggest backflip on a motorcycle on the planet.
Yeah, it was 180 feet, and looking back, it was just a great time. Like working on that with Wes, that was something I'll never forget.
Jay, you are one of the most iconic moto filmmakers out there. Give us your expert opinion on some of the cinematography you've seen in the Real Moto series.
Anthony Vitale, he's a long lens master, and it shows in every single one of Kris Foster's segments. Between the writing and the way he captured it, those guys were an incredible force to be reckoned with, right?
Absolutely.
Like, it's hard to beat those guys. Jacob Johnson.
Awesome.
Super impressed with him, watching that segment and how it was put together and the way he filmed it. I really feel like he's an A-level filmer.
Jacob, he puts a lot of attention to detail, as you can tell from Jared's part, and he's dedicated. The kid really works hard, and he's got a lot of passion for filmmaking, which shows in that video part. What about Steve Haughelstine?
There is no other writer/filmer that can do what he does. He's won as a rider on Real Moto, and then he's won as a filmer on Real Moto. I've always been super impressed with his vision and creativity. One of my favorite segments in Real Moto was 2015, Steve and Renner's part. The way that Steve was able to capture that. Still, today, that segment holds up 7-8 years later. The segment that Alan Hardy and Corey Creed came up with, you can't deny the production value and the cinematic feeling that it gave you watching it. You felt like you were watching a movie.
Hollywood.
Yeah, straight up. They basically did something far and beyond what any filmer has done in the entire Real Moto series. Overall, if I had to pick one part that I thought was shot the best, with the best riding, I'm gonna have to say Jacko's part. Ben Heidrich and Lachlan Russell, what they were able to pull off for that whole thing with the fire scene and everything, and they had the Phantom Flex camera out there shooting 4K to 1,000 frames a second, Jacko doing a Cordova flip through fires and flames. Yeah. That's a shot that's really never been seen in moto. Captured, I mean, people have done fire stuff, but it's never been captured properly until that moment.
On that note, let's take a look at Jackson Strong's Real Moto part from 2020. That was insane.
Truly, truly outstanding, that performance.
Hats off, Jackson and team. You and Colby actually beat them that year. That's saying something.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, Colby is a beast, like there's no doubt, but you know, all top three, Josh Hill and Jacko, they were all incredible.
Let's throw it back to 2019, where the greatest of all time came out of retirement to give his filmer a chance.
Ricky Carmichael, the most winningest motocross rider of all time, supercross and outdoors combined. Nobody's won more races. To see that guy competing in X Games Real Moto, it's like fantasy.
All right, let's take a look at Jack Berg and Ricky Carmichael's masterpiece from 2019.
It didn't even look like he ever stepped off the bike. He looked like he was still racing against Bubba. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's Ricky Carmichael.
There's a reason.
There's a reason. It's been a pleasure, Jay.
Pleasure's all mine.
All right, we gotta take a quick commercial break, but when we get back, we're gonna have the one and only Colby Raha in the studio. Welcome back, everybody, to the best of Real Moto. I'm sitting here with one of the gnarliest dirt bike riders of our generation, Colby Raha. Colby, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man.
So you competed in the contest 2018, 2019, 2020. Let's talk a little bit about your first year, 2018.
Yep, 2018, that was my first time getting invited. As soon as I got the invite, I'm like, okay, now it's real, like what am I gonna do? And I was just filming a bunch with Tyson Trainer. I forget how old he was, he's probably like 14 at the time. We just went right to work, just busting out whatever we could.
What were you going for with your video?
Just having a variety of everything, like, you know, being creative, having gnarly street stuff. I hadn't seen too much of that at the time. So that bridge drop I did was one of the things I wanted to pull off and have in my part. Just wanted to go around and hit a bunch of gnarly stuff. The first thing that I did was that huge step down.
The first thing you tried for your video part is still to this day one of the craziest things that's gone down in Real Moto, so
yep.
You were taking that pretty serious. So let's take a look back at the 2018 show, some of the BTS before this guy jumps off a cliff on his dirt bike.
The big step down crash, I pretty much built that thing knowing I probably wasn't gonna land it. It was like, get it done now. If I crash and get hurt or break my wrist or something, I'll be out for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and then I would have time to finish my edit out and be ready for X Games coming up right after that. It looked good building it, and then as soon as I was done building it, it looked like, hey, maybe this thing's a little too big.
He was like kind of freaking me out actually, because he usually never runs up to something so much and looks at it.
Yeah, I ended up, of course, going for it anyways.
Colby's crash was pretty much one of the heaviest crashes I've seen. He got completely destroyed on impact, hucked over the bars, tumbling down, spun on his back.
As soon as I crashed, I got up. I knew I broke my collarbone. I felt it. Pretty mangled. I'm gonna go home and try to find insurance on a Sunday. That's what I'm doing, so. And it's to the hospital tomorrow. Try to get this thing plated. Be back in like 3 weeks.
That was gnarly.
I was going for the win, but I ended up third with that part. Next year, 19, we just spent more time cleaning up all the shots and just taking time to film more golden hour shots. You know, I came out swinging again with just, you know, a well-rounded part, I thought, doing another free ride backflip and more street stuff. Just trying to stay creative and definitely doing things that were gnarly and dangerous.
All right, let's check out Colby Raha's 2019 gold medal part.
White trash renegade, doing things my way. From the street to the club, people show me love, cause they know I ain't gonna change. Still say the same. White trash renegade, doing things my way. From the street to the club, people show me love, cause they know I ain't gonna change. Still say the same. White trash, here we go. Let's play a game, I follow the leader. As I make you all a believer, it's okay to be an underachiever. White and nothing as ever, however, stay spaded down and clever. Never underestimate the power of white trash. Equipped with the flash, a ghetto past a can of whoop. Official sub-noise heavyweight, won't hesitate to defecate on your prom day. About to blow up, so watch me detonate. Yeah, it's Big B, the one you love to hate. So many selling out, but I promise I ain't. And while cats out there pulling get, thinking they hard, I'm running with cats, we jumping about 100 yards. Now that's gangster, yeah. White trash renegade, doing things my way. From the street to the club, people show me love, cause they know I ain't gonna change. Still say the same. White trash renegade, white trash renegade, doing things my way. From the street to the club, people show me love, cause they know I ain't gonna change. Still say the same. White trash renegade.
Let's go. We're going in.
What up?
What's up with you, dog?
Cleaning up my office, getting... Oh, no way, dude.
Congrats.
Damn, dude. Thank you, man.
Yes.
That was amazing, Colby. We got the song, we got everything. It really fits you as a person. You took 2018 and you beefed it up and stayed out of the hospital now.
No, actually, I did go to the hospital. I kind of landed a flip into a weird rut out in Bakersfield, and it chopped the top of my finger off.
What?
Yeah. So that was actually like put my part to a halt because I had to get ready for quarter pipe. Yeah. So that was the last thing we filmed.
Whoa, so you did it the other way around this time.
Yeah,
you
got hurt
ended
at
the
the
part
end.
with the injury. Okay. We had the one and only Ricky Carmichael, the GOAT, the winningest motocross rider of all times, going up against white trash renegade Colby Raha. This is... Who would have thought? Like, really?
Dude, I know.
Would you ever think...
Real
quick, would you ever think you'd ever be competing against Ricky in anything?
No, and I also didn't think that I would ever beat Ricky Carmichael in something that was motocross related.
You got that on the... I
beat Ricky Carmichael.
Put that on the resume?
Yeah.
100%. Tell us a little bit about risk versus reward.
Yeah, I think that just goes with being in the contest, is you're pushing your limits and you're pushing the limits of what has been done in the sport. So anytime you're doing that, it's very dangerous. I ended up in the hospital all 3 years at some point in making my part.
Colby, you've got one of the gnarliest crashes in real moto history. Besides you, we've got Vicki Golden out there who, trying a front flip no-hander, she broke both her wrists.
Yep, she crashed a few times, really gnarly, and she was able to come back and stomp that, so credit to her.
That's right, let's take a look at Vicki Golden's part from the 2020 Real Moto Series.
People like to say you can't do something. You won't qualify for a Supercross, you can't be as good as the guys. I just use it as motivation. You don't know until you try. It's not about other people's approvals, really. It's about trying to accomplish something that's important to you. That's why you get back up.
Kudos to Vicki for not giving up and going back and stomping that front flip no-hander with 2 broken wrists. Insane.
Yeah, that was an awesome part.
We've got to take a quick commercial break, but when we get back, we're going to take a look at some of the highlights from the Real Moto series, as well as Colby Raha's gold medal 2020 part. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Jimmy Hill, and I'm sitting here with Colby Raha. Colby, before we dive into some of the best moments of the series, take us through the end of your journey at Real Moto in 2020.
I went with a different filmer. Like always, you don't know who you're going up against, and I really wanted to just upgrade my level of filming. I had Tyson still as a filmer, but I knew working with Schweitzer was gonna basically bring my part to the next level.
You went from the youngest filmer in Real Moto to the oldest filmer in Real Moto. Let's take a look at Colby Raha's gold medal winning part from 2020.
I am what I am and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm a hooligan. I am what I am and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm a hooligan. I am what I am and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm a hooligan. I am what I am and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm still a hooligan. I'm waking up at like 11 in the morning, playing by the rules, yo, it's just so boring. I'm eating Captain Crunch for lunch, do I got issues? Yeah, man, I got a bunch. Like late night fist fights, half pints and dirt bikes. Yo, I love them all, so they label me an outlaw. But I still keep it raw. You don't have to respect me, you can love me or hate me, but I ain't gonna change and you ain't gonna make me. The lyrical privilege, full pledge, living life on the edge. Straight out of control, self-proclaimed. And I am what I am. I am what I am and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm a hooligan. I am what I am and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm a hooligan. I am what I am and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm a hooligan. I am what I am and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm still a hooligan. One.
That was insane. So your part that year to me was 3.0.
Learned so much doing Real Motos about overall production and then also angles and how to put a part together.
If they brought the contest back, would you want to be a part of it?
Definitely. I'd love to be a part of it.
Real Moto is coming back.
This is a joke.
This is not a joke, it's coming back.
No way.
I wanted to surprise you. Okay, the competitions are over, but we want to know what were some of the best moments in the Real Moto series.
Yeah, no medals involved, but we're giving out props.
That's right. Colby, some of your favorite Real Moto parts over the years?
One of my favorite parts over the years was Tyler Bereman's part. I like Josh Hill's. Twitch's part.
I got the chance, now I'm gonna take it. I don't know, I might not even make it. I follow rules that are made up by me.
You did a lot of cool stuff in 2020.
Thank you.
I am what I am and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm still a hooligan.
Axell Hodges' part from 2018. Let's hear from some of the other guests on what their favorite parts were of Real Moto.
I'd still kind of leaning more towards Jacko's part.
The 2019 part of Kris Foster and Anthony Vitale.
Ronnie Renner's original OG 2015 part. In no particular order, craziest trick in Real Moto.
Wes AG record backflip. I mean, obviously Hodges nose wheelie to front flip.
Vicki Golden's no-handed front flip.
Colton Haker's foot plant 360.
Yep.
Foster's neutral backflip.
Jackson Strong, double flip on the dirt to dirt.
Jackson Strong did the first dirt to dirt front flip. Colby Raha's handrail that he did in 2020. Nobody's done a handrail since.
Let's talk best cinematography, the unsung heroes of Real Moto.
Yep. Benny from Jacko's part.
Jay's got some amazing shots that he's done.
You and Carlino.
Haughelstine filming his own Real Moto and also filming the very first gold medal part with Ronnie Renner.
Yep.
Alan Hardy and Corey Creed, they knocked it out of the park.
Corey Creed stars as everyone in the most ridiculous film of the year.
One of my favorites, Anthony Vitale. Okay, now the least favorite part to talk about, best slams. Colby. You have the best. I think you have the best slam in the series.
Hey, thank you, man. It's
yeah.
a hell of an accomplishment to have the biggest crash.
Colby Raha, reigning gold medal champion. Hey, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, man. It was fun.
All right, everybody, thanks for joining me and this iconic panel of guests. I'm happy to say that we'll be bringing this contest back in 2024, so we'll see you next year.